The cobbled classics, over a century old, over 260 kilometers long, defined by the GCN, the pavé. Beautiful but brutal. A test of skill, nerve, endurance, power, resilience, tactics, and equipment. And equipment is something that you can only have so much control over. Unfortunately, Lady Luck does sometimes still play her part, but even when she does, through careful planning, you can minimise the effect she has. Today, I am a Team Sky zone hopper. The Ronde now starts in Antwerp, 75 kilometres northeast of the race finish in Nahra. However, the key parts of the race, the cobbles and the climbs, are all concentrated in one small area of Flanders. As the crow flies, there is less than 30 kilometres between De Meur in Gerardsbergen and the Oude Quaremont in Kliesbergen. In fact, the Koppenberg, Steenbeek-Dries, Tyenberg, Kruisberg, Quaremont and Paterberg are all in one small area south of Nahra, none of them more than 10 kilometres from the other. Which means that, if you plan carefully, a few teams of helpers with local knowledge can cover all the major sectors of the race, carrying with them spare wheels and bidons. And that sort of backup can be the difference between a rider winning or losing one of the cobbled monuments. You see, because the roads are so twisty and also so narrow, barely a car's width in places, it means that the convoy of team cars that sit behind the main peloton gets so strung out that if you puncture at the most inopportune of moments, you can be waiting 2 minutes or more before your team car reaches you. And if that happens deep into the race, doesn't matter how strong you are, your race is over. To minimise the chance of Lady Luck being too influential, Team Sky, in addition to their normal staff, hire in some local personnel to give them a helping hand. This year though, they've also got me. So before we get on to where I'm going tomorrow for the zone hopping, can you explain to me firstly exactly what is required of me as a zone hopper?
Quite a lot, I have to say. First you have to come to the start, get into the atmosphere of Tour of Flanders, and then you will jump in one of our Ford cars. We have a Mondeo, we have a Ranger, we have a Tourneo. You get some wheels, some bottles, and then the case is just to go to 4 or 5 spots on the parcours, where you have to be ready with bottles or wheels. In races like this, riders almost never come to the car, but they need to have some bottles, but they also sometimes have flat tires on cobbles or on the climbs.
If I'm standing with the wheels and Luke Rowe comes along with a puncture, do I just give him the wheel, or am I?
Yeah, so what we have some mechanics on the course tomorrow, and they know how to put a wheel in. But we always say to all the zone hoppers, if you give a wheel, just give the wheel to the rider, and he has to put it in himself.
Right, where are we going tomorrow then? Which zone hopping team am I?
You are in team number 7. You are with Lampi.
They're not in order of importance, by the way. They're all equal of importance.
So and then you go in our Tourneo to Sint-Niklaas. That's at the start of the race, and then you go towards the Paddestraat at the end, which is an important moment because it's the first cobble section of tomorrow, and it will be lined out. And then after that you go to Berendries. It's
a tarmac climb.
Tarmac climb, so probably no flat tires, but a good place for bottles. And then the Koppenberg. So,
go to the Koppenberg.
Yeah. We have to send someone there, and I thought, okay. No, probably Koppenberg. Also, wheels is a small chance, but I think if you are on the right spot just after the cobbles, where the riders can grab a bottle, it is a really important.
Just moment. As it flattens out.
It flattens out, and you should know where the riders get a bottle, I think. So
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Right. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
See you in the morning.
See you in the morning. It's going to be early.
And we're off half an hour before the riders actually start the race. We need to get to that first zone at Sint-Niklaas, 19 k's into the race, before they get there, of course. So off we go. We're with Lampi, Team 7. Zone 1, we just need wheels at this point because we're only 19 k's into the race. The feed doesn't open until 50 k's in, so the bidons can be saved for zone 2. I'll get a cap.
Yeah, of course.
I think I'm a bit too old for a flat cap like that, but we'll give it a go. Can I pull it off? Let us know in the comments. No, I think is the answer. Right, well that's zone 1 with plenty of time because I'm watching the race on Eurosport and it's literally just finished the neutralised zone and we've got the first attacks. 19 Ks is where we're at, so they will take in the region of 23, 24 minutes to get here, I'd say, depending on how early the break goes. Each zone hopping team consists of a mixture of Team Sky staff and outside helpers. Ours is 4 people strong. We've got myself as well as marketing executive at Team Sky, who is Emma. We've also got our team leader Lampy and his daughter Lisa. Right, okay. Zone 1 done, off to the Paderstraat. Should have plenty of time, but you never know what the traffic's going to be like apparently, so we'll go quick. How many years have you been doing this, Lampy?
I think that's around 6 years now.
How did you get started?
So I knew Peter, the guy who works in the service course, and his son is also a cyclist in the past. And he was 4 years in my team under 23 in Belgium. So one day I asked him, hey, if you need some help, you can always call me. You know the roads in Flanders, I need somebody to guide me. So that from that day on, I went for every classic. I also do other dance.
It's really important to know the roads, isn't it? Because
yeah, in Flanders it's really important.
Because where they're shut, you can't use the normal routes.
Yeah, if you, now I'm driving on GPS because I take the high roads. Yeah. But in Flanders, you can't use your GPS because otherwise you're on the race or just after the race. You have to really know the small roads.
Yeah, so you're safe in your job.
Yeah, safe, yeah.
Not going to take it from you.
You're never safe in a job.
And have you ever had to give a wheel?
No, I never have to do it. My daughter has done it last Omloop Nieuwsblad.
Oh, okay.
I have to give one to Leonardo Basso.
Yeah?
But I never ever had lucky not to give one.
Yeah, well hopefully we'll be lucky today.
Hopefully we stay lucky, yes.
Lunchtime. So I'm going to spectate now because fortunately we've got here just for the women's race, so we'll get to see them come through. And then about half an hour after that, the men's race will come through. Around here we can stand with the wheels and the bidon. I'll keep the sandwich to myself. Oh, so as you heard in the car, Lampy's never had to give a wheel in 5 or 6 years of doing it, and that is the ideal scenario that you don't have to because they don't have bad luck, but sort of slightly nervous in case one of them does puncture over the Paderstraat here. I'm just going to give them the wheel. We've got zone hopping team number 1 have turned up at the same spot because it's an important part of the race, and Jeff here is one of Team Sky's mechanics, so I'm imagining if one of the riders has punctured they would probably prefer to get a wheel from him than me, but I'll stand here nevertheless. One of the guys was looking down at his wheel then, but I think he was okay. He carried on going. Thought I was going to have to step into action. Right, just check none of them are off the back and then we'll nip into the van and go off to the Berendries. Lampy's just checking it's all right to leave the van and someone's driveway, but they're not in. We're all good, I think. Hopefully we won't get clamped. We've made it to the next zone with plenty of time before the riders get here. Big screen behind us, they're just starting the Hour de Quaremont for the first time. So it's going to be around half an hour before they get here. This is the main part of the climb. As you can see, it's dead straight and it's tarmac, not cobbled. We're going to be stood just over the top with bidons rather than being on the climb itself. And I'm going to try and hand a couple of bottles out this time. And I of course noticed that this year Team Sky's zone hopping crew are wearing luminous green t-shirts. It was luminous yellow in previous years before other teams started copying them, at which point you don't stand out very much if everyone's got the same colour. One of the great things about the Tour of Flanders is that they do this event very well here in Belgium. You've got big screens dotted about all over the place. I'm currently keeping updated on the race behind me here on the Berendries. Nicky Terpstra looked like a really nasty crash, so last year's winner out at the moment, but hopefully nothing too serious. But they're, as I said, now on the Hour de Quaremont and just over the top of it, in fact. Right, I'm on bottle duty here at the Berendries this time. Emma has got the spare wheels here just behind us, and then Lampy is a little bit further over. I've got water, he's got energy drink, but all of them have got the SIS gels attached should they so wish. Hopefully they'll take one. I feel like I've done a job for the day then. That was actually a really full-on moment in the race. When we saw them come over the top, they were sprinting flat out of the front, so that's not really the time to take a bottle, so hopefully they've got plenty to drink. I think all of the riders are in one piece out the front from Team Sky. Gianni Moscon looked like he was about to go on the attack, actually, but our next zone, and our final one actually, is the Koppenberg, the steepest of all the climbs over in the Tour of Flanders, so we'll head over there now. See if Lampy gave any bottles out. Any of the riders take a bottle from you, Lampy?
No, nobody take it, because only Johnny was on our side, all the other guys were in the middle of the peloton or the other side. Plus, the guy in front of me from Lotto, he was just standing with the wheels next to him. And the riders came out of the street because it was slowing down, and a rider hit the wheel. So he lost the wheel out of his hand, and the wheel was going into the peloton and ended on the other side of the street. So there was a little bit weird warfare, and the riders, that's why they didn't take also a bottle.
That's probably what caused the split in the peloton. That's why you have to hold the wheels above your head. Like
yeah, that's why we say to all the people want to stand with the wheels above your head. If something happens, you get them against you, and the wheel is still in your hand. So that's why we do it.
I've already sunburnt. My classic Lloydie mistake of just not all over, neck, nose, forehead. Yeah, never learn. It's the fourth and final zone for me today, and it is the infamous Koppenberg, which is by far the steepest climb of the entire day. I mean, when it's wet up here, even the pro riders end up having to walk it, at least half of them do anyway. Thankfully for them, today it is dry, but it comes at a really crucial point of the race. There's 45 kilometres to go from this point until they get to the finish. They've just done the Quaremont and the Paterberg before it, so this is a really crucial point to give them bottles if they need it, and also to stand at the top with the spare wheels. They're about 5 minutes away now. This being the last zone of 45 k's to go, it's a double gel time. We've got the normal isotonic SIS gel as well as a caffeine gel if they so wish. Sky doing well at the moment. Luke Rowe right up towards the front, as I think is Dylan Van Baarle, and they've had a lot of help from the other people in the team. So fingers crossed, no more bad luck. Or no bad luck, full stop actually. What's that? Here comes in Stannard, just got a bottle from Lampy. So at this point of the race, of course, things are much more strung out. There's little groups coming over the top still, so we'll wait around for the last riders. But this is a great example of why you need the zone hoppers. Today there haven't been any punctures as far as we know so far that have been had to dealt with by the zone hoppers. But this is a good example of how far the team cars are behind at this specific point. They do have to go around the Koppenberg, but they would be... Here's Owain. Owain! That's our last zone done, so we can give these out to members of the public and make our way to the finish in Oudenaarde. Such a brutal race, Flanders, though. You kind of forget, but when you see the groups coming in dribs and drabs off the back, just grimaces all over them. And that's even though the weather's been really kind to them today. About 6 hours in, I think, now. Very hard. Right, back at the van. We've been with lots of other team zone hoppers actually, and we've all been just glued to the screen watching what's going on in the race. But yeah, we're going to head to the finish now and hopefully watch the last part of the race on the team bus. 30 kilometres to go in the race, and Lampy has delivered us right to the door of the Team Sky bus. But I want to say thank you very much.
No problem. It was a pleasure for me to meet you.
Yeah, well, the riders obviously trust you because they took a lot of bottles from you
Yeah.
and none from me. Yeah. But no, it was really interesting.
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing you again next year.
Okay, I hope so.
All right, cheers, man. Right, the finish now in Oudenaarde. There is 1 kilometre to go of the race. Alberto Bettel is away on his own. It looks like he's going to take his first monument victory, and actually one of the first victories of his entire career. In terms of Team Sky, Dylan van Baarle, the only guy left in that group, and I think he's on his knees looking at the footage. But Bettel's coming in. You can hear the crowd starting to roar. They would have liked a Belgian win, I'm sure, but they'll cheer for Italy. So second is the Koenig Quick-Step rider Casper Asgreen. Rider of the day for me. I mean, he was riding on the front for the team from the Muur van Gerardsbergen onwards, really, and he's been away in different groups. To take second after that is quite impressive. Few dejected faces amongst the Team Sky riders and staff. Owain Doel just coming in after finishing his race. You don't need to worry. Oh, he doesn't look dejected at all, actually. He's very happy indeed. But understandable really, because they put so much into today, the staff and the riders as well, and genuinely believe that they could win this race with either Luke Rowe or Dylan van Baarle. But that's bike racing, you know, only one rider and one team can win each particular race. So it's in complete contrast to the team next to me, EF Education First, who are celebrating the biggest win that they've had in quite some time. But it's been really interesting to be a part of the zone hopping team. There were 7, as you know, and in total they covered 40 different parts of the Tour of Flanders 270 kilometre route today. So Team Sky riders had everything they could possibly need, even if Lady Luck did play her part at some point. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have done, please give it a thumbs up just down below. And if you would like to see some more content about the Tour of Flanders, we actually took a look at the 5 hardest climbs from the race. Philippe Boganak going through there, and you can find that just down here. From Flanders actually, not from the race.